That might be better now. Can you hear me now? I'm not sure how much of that you didn't get. Yeah. I didn't look over and double check, but yeah, it was working at one point. I don't know where it actually went wrong, so apologies for that. But yeah, we effectively, this train issue is causing a bit of a problem. However, I mean, as you can see, even in front of our eyes here, it is starting to clear up slowly. So yeah, I don't know if there's much more I can do about that. So we will kind of crack on, and I'll just keep an eye on here, and hopefully through the time that the stream is running, it will kind of take care of itself. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So in the meantime, we will. There are a few options there. I could, separate the train off. What I often do, and usually by the time I'm this far into a city, I've already done it. But for whatever reason, the train network is working okay up until now, I suppose. I will put like a little area out here where there's a transfer point, and everything gets transferred between two stations. So we could do that, and if we need to do that in the future, that's certainly an option. But yeah, this looks like it's clearing up already. So yeah, that's a good thing, and then hopefully when that happens, all of these trucks will do the same as the trains clear up. Obviously these roads aren't even used, so I might even disconnect them, and that way I don't think the trucks would go on them. So that's probably going to be helpful as well, because they're not being used. And hopefully eventually we'll be coming out in this direction with, whether it's more farms or whatnot. But yeah, until that point I can probably disconnect these. I am just interested to see whether it will all clear out once these trains do all pass. There are a lot of trains. But yeah, this is looking certainly much better than it was yesterday and when I opened up the save just now. So yeah, let's quickly see what these guys do. They should theoretically just all be able to flow through here now, unless they're broken. There we go. Right. So they're going to go off and do their thing. Can you look at... yeah, here, it's this one, isn't it? Spectador, how you going? It's looking better day by day. Thank you very much. How you doing today? Hope you had a good one. I think I might just sever... I'll wait. Yeah, I might just sever it up here. Because we're not using this road anyway. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have these cars go down here. It doesn't even look like they're doing anything. Or, oh no, okay, they are. But yeah, and they're going off the map as well, so yeah. Bit crazy. So we'll sever it down here. And those guys will just despawn as they come back through. Excellent. So that's that. Now, speaking of trains, and before we go back over to this area, what I would like to do is get one of the new warehouses down in the downtown area. Which, yeah, these ones look interesting. With the train, the warehouse, what is it called? Warehouse with railway connection. And I believe this, yeah, came with the Industries DLC in the new kind of update patch thing that they did. So what we can do is we'll probably have it back here somewhere and attached to this road, and we'll just have it full of commercial goods, and that will, help feed this part of the city a little bit. As we can see, this is already dense, and for now the traffic is alright, but I am a little concerned that down the track this is going to get pretty intense. And I just wonder if we do this in a clever enough way, we should be able to feed both this area, which is going to be pretty commercial intense, and then also the regular downtown. You guys are struggling with this. Just need to move this node back a bit, I think. Oh. same here. Yeah. Nice. Right. How is the traffic down here? It's alright. That guy needs electricity as well. I don't know if I'm that worried. I suppose it is costing us 2,000. We'll just... Well, oh, hello, Sky. We'll just run a temporary line down here. And I will turn off tree anarchy, and I'll also turn off regular anarchy. And yeah, we'll come back to this area in a sec. Yeah, at least it can be making us some tourist money if it's costing us money. Right, so yeah, the question will be how we kind of get it to. Well, actually, I suppose if we attach it to this road, they can just come out and around that way. For now, this roundabout and stuff might change ultimately, but yeah, we will see if we can fit this, because this area here is kind of dead space. No one is really going to want to zone in that space, so it kind of makes sense that we have something a little bit utilitarian in it, something that is going to benefit the city. Interestingly, it has 2 spawn points. I wonder if this is just as bugged out as the other ones. Let's hope not. Why don't we use the industrial road? I keep meaning to unsubscribe from those now that we have those in vanilla game. It's quite long, so hopefully that will be good enough for us. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And where's our... I've got to put it down because I've got to figure out where things come in and out. Okay, that's not at all helpful because I think our train comes from the other way. So we'll use move it and we'll just spin it around. Oh, did I go all the way around? Did I? And then we got to figure out how we get that road to kind of come back into where we want it. Yeah, this is challenging actually with the configuration to fit it in here. Maybe we need to do it kind of this way. No, then that's going right under there. Where actually is the train line? So it's coming in under here. So yeah, I guess we'll be tunneling out and around there. So we do probably want to go further out this way. It's not letting me move it while I've got that selected, presumably. If I angle it out this way, hopefully that will give us a bit more space here. That doesn't really... yeah, this is challenging the way they have that configured. I did kind of earmark this spot because it seemed like the best kind of vacant spot that would make the most sense. Well, let's just bring it up to height for a start. Oh, that's done some janky stuff there. Might need to replace it. You would have parked in the other available area to there and then used that as a park area instead. Like you're talking here, I presume. Yeah, that's an option. I just, yeah, this space seems so kind of useless. Even as a park, it's kind of like right next to the highway, and it's kind of, yeah, a bit of a nothing kind of area, which made it kind of perfect for this. So, but yeah, it's quite challenging to make it work in there. Or next to the, oh, you mean over this side? Over here, yeah. I wish it went the other way. Like if it came out of here, it would be perfect. But yeah, it's not gonna work that way. Especially with the heights here, because it has to be so close to that road. It's just too close to that, and it can't be a level crossing because that would just cause chaos. So either way, we might have to maneuver it. I wonder actually if I move these, if I move the garbage, what are they called again, these things? Collection, waste transfer facilities into this space, and then this could go there. That could work. I don't know that I had planned to keep those waste transfer facilities there anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I think I was probably going to zone there. So I'm just going to park it over here for now. But it would make sense to move those to this location anyway, so that we can at least move them out of a space that you would think would be, you know, a relatively desirable area for zoning. So let's bring a road out. And what are they, those guys? They're 6 tiles. Okay. We'll just go out like this. And the good thing with this is it will allow us to expand the waste transfer. Oh, I've got to empty it though, of course, don't I? Yeah, it'll allow us to expand these type of facility if we need to as well, which will be helpful. They empty so quickly. So with that in mind, I'm not going to go too far out here because we'll probably come off in this direction. And we'll pop that there. Now I'm paranoid about the mic now. I think the mic's going to cut off like it did before. And we'll just push that one there so we can put some stuff there to kind of hide it. And stop emptying, and stop emptying. Now the question is, do we connect that? I kind of don't want to, but I can see that the connectivity in terms of especially for these waste transfer facilities is going to be very good. IRL, the cargo train buildings, is often placed a bit further away from the passage to avoid traffic jam and increase noise levels. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to fit it in there now, having moved those. So we might end up putting it here or over here, as it is anyway. Which either option is probably fine. Yeah, because it's a very long building, isn't it? Which I don't mind. I mean, they're probably pretty big facilities in real life as well, so it makes sense. You know, obviously these other platforms, they're going to be going off in certain directions at certain points, so we don't want to block that off either. I am kind of torn between the two spots at the moment. Where you have it at the moment is a good location if you can fit the tracks. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I do think that, because this again is not really a space that's going to be utilized for much. You might utilize kind of this maybe triangle section here, but other than that, like over here, you're not going to really want to be putting much there. So that would make a lot of sense. And I think the tracks come around that way. So yeah, maybe if I can put it across here, that might work. And actually what I might do is, because that is kind of gone a bit janky, I might just move it like that and then delete this road and put the road kind of approximately where I want it. So where was the train again? So it's there. So yeah, it'll kind of be running about here, and then it can swing out that way. Eventually the train might be, the passenger and the cargo might be separated, I'm not sure yet. It will just depend on how hectic things get, I suppose. And hopefully though this will fix that terrain issue. Yeah, nice. Yeah, and because I haven't used this yet, I don't know where they spawn in and out. I presume they're spawning in and out of there. So I might have to just attach it, and then we might have to kind of move it accordingly. It's got an arrow there, but I also saw, yeah, look, there's another arrow there. Actually, maybe that spawn points mod might give me some clues. Yeah, it looks like it's here that they're going in. I don't know what that arrow over there is. Is it, do you say that Malmö city, Sweden, is a good example of how passenger, cargo and harbour is spread out a bit? Okay, let me just quickly look at that. Malmö, Sweden. I can see a lot of rails there, but I can see the section I think you're talking about where it kind of, the rail goes into the port. Yeah, which, you know, I guess that does make a lot of sense, because you're generally not having your big ports right near passenger stations anyway. But I guess with this is more of like a warehouse type thing more than anything. Our port is currently closed. This one here. That's not to say that we won't have, you know, a specialized port probably somewhere out here. I don't know. I can't remember where the lines go here. So there's one there. So that kind of makes sense for that to be potentially a major type of port. And over here, yeah. So probably over in this space is going to make the most sense. Passenger station is close to the city core. Cargo is slightly east of the passenger station, next to the docks. Whole harbour area is having their own road access from the highway. Yeah, I think I could. Yeah, I can see what you're talking about on Google Maps. And I mean, in Sydney here, ours is different again. Ours is actually the port, the main port anyway, is quite a ways out from the city. It's actually out near the airport, and the main city it's about a 20-minute, half an hour drive depending on traffic. And so yeah, it's not, again, it's different to that area as well in Sweden, in that it's very much separated. How efficient that is, I'm not sure, because it's a fair way away. But Sydney's quite sprawling. I don't know what Copenhagen is like. If I zoom out, it kind of looks. Copenhagen is across the water, so this is Malmö. Okay, I see. So Malmö being a much smaller city than kind of Copenhagen and probably Sydney. yeah, it's an interesting thing to see how they do it. I mean, generally the Swedes get most things right from what I know of them. So what they've done there is probably correct as well, I guess. All right, so let's just turn this into commercial goods, and I'll actually, what I might do is before we do that, is it going to let me? Yeah. I'll just put that as none, because what I don't want is for hordes of trucks to be coming in. I ideally want this to be filled up by trains. So I'll just turn that back off for a sec. Yeah, and then the good thing is here, we can kind of have this run into the hill. And the tunnel won't look too bad. I might just force tunnel here, and then we might use move it to fix it up. It's not too bad actually. Yeah, that's alright, I think. Again, it's a shame it has to be a tunnel. I do like to see things happening. But, you know, gotta do what we gotta do, I guess. I wonder what height that is, actually. That's 18. Okay. I'll give this a fairly good length here, just to avoid too much congestion. And is it going to let me join without anarchy? Not really. Slope too steep. What height is it here? 26. Well, that explains that. Shane, how you going? We lurking, currently sorting problems with your own Skyline city. That's no good. What problems are you having at the moment? Thanks for the lurk though, appreciate that. I might just anarchy this in and then fix up the heights. I'm hoping that, oh, I didn't need to anarchy that in, but I will still fix up the heights. I'm hoping that my train problem over here, oh, no, it's back. Yeah, we might need to do a transfer facility out here somewhere and the frustrating thing is, and this happens all the time, 7%, this one's 60%, so that's not terrible. This one looks 100. But yeah, a lot of those could be combined, and instead it's having to despawn a whole bunch of empty trains a lot of the time. City suffered a major tsunami yesterday, and it's taking a while to sort. Fair enough. I don't have... Oh, that's what I did want to do, though. I wanted to put at least the weather on. I don't have disasters turned on. However, if I do ever get to affiliate, I'll probably have some channel point redeems that will be disasters, so that will force me to put disasters on and play with disasters a little bit more. I generally only play with them and like when I want to have fun destroying something or something like that. So yeah, that could be a bit of fun. You have disasters off too? Yeah, I feel bad because I've got the DLC. I feel bad having them turned off, but it's also like I put a lot of time and effort into things. Have I got optimized outside connections? You know, I'm not even sure if I do. Apparently not. Does that I presumably that just kind of helps keep the trains fully loaded and ships fully loaded. I feel like I had it at one point. It might not have made the cut when I kind of pushed the mods down a little bit. Optimized. What is it? Optimized outside connections. Yeah, I've favorited it, which means that I've had it before, so I'll have to add it back in. Helps with the partially loaded trains. Yeah, I'll definitely add it back in at the end of the stream, and potentially with that I might not need to worry about doing like a little transfer facility. I don't know why I didn't put it back in, because it does seem to be a pretty good mod by the sounds of it. Passenger trains are alright, aren't they? That's okay. Yeah, it does kind of ebb and flow. So yeah, I was saying before, when I first loaded back into the city, that it was queued back up to here, all the way with these trains. So that was a bit frustrating. But yeah, you can see now it's clearing. So yeah, it kind of comes and goes, I suppose, but I will definitely add that mod back in. Okay, so you've been trying out the warehouses with rail connections as well. Does it have the same bug that we were seeing yesterday with these that you've noticed, or does it seem to be free of that bug? Because I would be interested in that. We've got a bit of congestion over here as well. Yeah, I need to add another exit off in that direction, because that's, I think, causing the fact that this is the only exit out onto the highway off in that direction is causing a few issues. They can theoretically go around and about from there, but I don't think they would do that, so add a bit more spaghetti there later on. Right, did I connect that in the end? Yes, I did. Okay, I'm going to turn this on then, and then I'll fix the slopes. And by turn on, I mean I'll allocate that to it. And I think we'll want this on filled, because we want it to be bringing goods, and I might actually set it to not don't allow import, please. I don't know if I've done that too late or not, but yeah, if it could only bring goods from the city, that would be preferable. Doesn't seem to be as affected from experience as it behaves like a warehouse. Okay, that's good, because yeah, that's a bit of a nightmare. I might need to move this around, just because I've just kind of plopped it down. I didn't know how it was gonna function. Yeah, whether I need to have a one-way system, or I mean, the warehouses don't seem to be quite as traffic intensive as these cargo hubs are, so hopefully it should be okay. Because yeah, this guy, what's he doing? Wow. There's a lot of stuff stored there. Okay. How's that going over here? Yeah, this is slowly clearing as well. 71. It's about as good as it gets in this city, so I'll take that. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that, and now I just need to fix these slopes here. And I think if I might just level out. So if I go into move it, and we'll just level out where it's kind of joining there, make that the same as that, and then we'll just slope that up from that space. Yeah, so I want that one. And let's go, I guess, to about there. Yeah, that's going to give us a good amount of space, is it? Probably still too steep for a train, but, you know, we're playing cities here. It's not... I think that's alright. Well, so far nothing has happened. So I don't know. I don't know if I messed around with it too much with the... Oh no, we got things coming and going. We're okay. Can we see... here we go. First train. Exciting. First empty train. Of course. And it despawns. Okay. Anything gonna come out of it? Ah, a cat across the keyboard. Is it waiting to like build things up or something? Oh, of course, it's just filling, isn't it? So the trains will come in and fill it, and then, yeah, then they'll wait for the call. Yeah. Is there a mod to... I think there is. I think, I seem to remember that there was. I don't know if it's been updated, but yeah, I think it makes it send the train back to wherever it kind of came from, and then it despawns there. I don't think there's anything to necessarily make it have a depot, and it sends the trains back to the depot. I don't think that's a thing. But yeah, it's kind of tricky to... that's tricky. I know the Metro Overhaul mod, which was... I don't know if that's still been updated either, but I know that had a depot and all of that type of stuff. But I don't think there's ever been anything for the trains in quite that amount of detail. I'm just gonna move that, just to line it up properly, I think. TMP has a setting to avoid despawning, but watch out at outside connections. I do actually have despawning turned off, but that doesn't work for the trains because that's kind of just their natural mechanic, isn't it? So it's really only the cars and the trucks and stuff. The trains seem to work on a slightly different thing. And yeah, the stacking up at the external connection is what's happening to over here. Although you can see now it's almost gone, but yeah, they just seem to come. I think there was just a whole bunch of trains. They come to the end here and then they despawn after a couple of seconds. And I have had to move this node out to make sure there's enough space, because that was causing problems before as well. But yeah, when they're despawning at the edge of the map there, that obviously, that has to happen, so that doesn't count in the no despawning. But I don't think that no despawning works at stations, whether they be cargo or passenger. Again, potentially something that they might want to, have a look at in City Skylines 2. Having played a bit of Transport Fever 2, I quite like that mechanic where they all have to come from a depot, and then you might end up having to have multiple depots depending on how big, what kind of size area you have. I can't click on anything. Yeah, I do find that mechanic in Transport Fever 2 is a bit of fun. I can't click on it. Here we go. I've seen that bug a couple of times too, where you just can't click on anything. Alright, any other cemeteries here that need looking at? Yes. yeah, that's the not having despawning on is why I'm happy with that 70 traffic flow, because yeah, they will pile up. But when you're using 81 tiles and you're sprawling out the way I am, you can't have despawning on, because things start to break. So you really need to have it have the despawning turned off. Maybe they rework the mechanics for City Skylines 2 and the devs can be influenced to do like in Transport Fever 2. Yeah, I think so. I presume they're going to be looking at other games as well, because you know there's a lot of value to that. I mean, originally they were transport they were a transport developer anyway, weren't they? Because they did Cities in Motion before they did this game. So you'd think they kind of are thinking of other games and looking at the way other games do it anyway. Because yeah, I do like that mechanic, and it makes sense, right? Just having them appear out of nowhere kind of seems a bit strange, but yeah, I think having them have a bit more of a logical transition from being in a depot, even though the depot in Transport Fever isn't big enough to hold the amount of trains you actually do pull out of there. At least it's kind of got some form of mechanic to it, where it's like you can't just, you know, poof these trains out of nowhere and they appear type of thing. So yeah. So yeah, we might just pop some trees here. I wonder if there should be a path there. Maybe there should. It's quite steep though. Yeah, I mean, having never been a developer or have any idea what they do, I don't know how much they look at other games, but I presume they would be looking at other games. On the Steam Workshop it says Metro Overhaul mod is made by a CO developer. Why not implement it into the game then? And they kind of did implement some of it, because originally we didn't have this overground metro, and the only way to get that into the game was to use Metro Overhaul mod. But there are a number of other things that the Metro Overhaul mod does that the vanilla version doesn't. So, for example, for the underground stations and tunnels are all completely rendered, so it looks amazing. And also the underground stations so if I show you, firstly they're longer, so they have longer trains available on them. But here I've got some underground metro here. So with stations like these, you can do all sorts of stuff to them in terms of, like, you can curve the station, you can choose the depths of the stations, and all sorts of stuff that's actually really unique. And yeah, that's a really good mod, the Metro Overhaul mod. But I just it's when they put this new version of the Metro into the game, I kind of stopped using it, because it's because it's just another mod, right, that I could make do without, basically. Just found a depot that can potentially be used as a passenger train spawn point. About to test it. Nice. Because the trains do spawn at particular points, at like particular stations. So yeah, there is that mechanic is kind of in the game already, but also not really, because the cargo trains are the main kind of culprits that don't, that just kind of disappear as they. Oh, have we got a tram problem here? Yeah, bugged out tram. So you can see, I was talking a little bit about this yesterday. This tram is en route, but it's not moving, and there's nothing blocking it. And you can actually see it's just behind a station. So there's no reason for that tram to be stopped. And what it's actually doing is it's clogging my whole downtown up, or one of my downtowns up. So I don't know if anyone else is getting that bug, but that one is quite annoying, because if you don't keep an eye on the trams, you end up with this chaos. What's it done? No, it's not too bad, I suppose, but yeah, it's blocked. It's clogged things up a little bit. It looks like it functions as a station, looking at the description. Okay. Does it kind of look like a depot though, does it? Kind of a big brick building. 69%. Is there another tram error up here? Looks like there might be. Yeah. Yeah, this one looks bugged as well. I don't know if that's a mod conflict. I know if a vehicle isn't moving in a certain time, it will despawn. Trams don't. No, well, that's what despawning is, right? So I have that turned off. So theoretically, yeah, you're right. If the vehicle stays still for too long, the game will automatically despawn it. But I have that turned off so that in this sprawling map, vehicles will, and they also have a timer on them to get to a destination. So, for example, if I have a police station over here that gets a call out over here, that timer might run out before that vehicle gets to that location, and it might just keep calling it from that station, and that it never gets fixed. So that's what the despawning helps with, but it also just makes it harder to manage the traffic, which is the challenge that I kind of enjoy, as well as it helping with a sprawling city. So that's why I have that turned off. But yeah, you are correct in thinking in that if I had that in vanilla turned on, it would despawn that tram eventually. Now I think this one is just waiting at the lights there. Yeah, that one's all right. But I get paranoid when I see that. We'll see if I can get a screenshot for Discord. Yeah, sounds good. But yeah, these trams causing problems. I think that one is not. Yeah, that one's not going through that node there, or is it at the station maybe? But yeah, these trams stopping can have lasting effects, as you can see. And I don't know if it's a mod conflict or something like that. It also causes this station to back up ridiculously, because the trams never get to it. 1,500. I've got the highest capacity tram I can find on this route already, and I don't want to put too many more trams on it, because it already gets congested anyway because of that bug. So yeah. Isn't there a mod for service vehicles to only respond to its own local area? Yes, there is, and I do have that mod. It is it in here? I can never remember where to find it. No, I think it's in the individual thing, which is why I haven't really used it. It's this one here that I used for stopping that from importing and exporting. Transfer Manager CE, which is Community Edition. And you can be really specific about it, but because I haven't started doing that right from the get-go, I'm kind of, it's going to feel like a lot to start doing that now, because it's such a big city. So I would certainly start doing it if things started breaking, but for now things seem to be kind of working alright. Like, I'm not getting areas where nothing is for example, no garbage is getting collected, or the dead people aren't getting collected. Everything seems to be okay for the most part. So I do have that there as an option if I do need it down the track. 78, nice. This is working well. I wonder if it has reduced the traffic coming down this area or not. I don't know if we're going to see that reflected in that number or not, especially while this is being sorted out. Maybe not. This is the other area that is always bad, but at the moment it's looking pretty good. They do bank up at the lights, but I've got time traffic lights in there, so they tend to generally that's clearing all of the traffic from each group as it goes through. So yeah, this is looking alright. And then industry area is always going to be an industry area, and yeah, we've got this. They're still doing those U-turns in there, aren't they? I don't know why they're doing that. It doesn't think they are, though. That's interesting. That's very curious. It seems to think they're not doing U-turns in there, but they definitely are. I don't know, this game sometimes. It's causing backup here too. This area's always been a nightmare. I guess I just zoned too much industry all in the one spot. But that's flowing still. That's alright. And that's only just backed up onto the highway, so that should move through alright, I think. Yeah, it's pushing back up to 70, so... How's it going over here? Yeah, these trams are really gonna make me anxious. You're just waiting at a light, I presume. What's happening here? This looks bad. You're boarding? What are you doing? You're broken, I think. Oh no, you're going the other way. I'm getting things mixed up because of my Australian driving brain is thinking they're driving on the left and then they're actually driving on the right. It's very confusing. You're at a station. Alright. Yeah, I think I just need to let that run to clear up a bit. Have you tried the mod service radius adjuster? Maybe that one is helpful. No, I haven't. I'll look into that. Presumably that just kind of allows you to set how far out they get called, which is probably like a good way of using the transfer manager without kind of being so kind of micromanaging, I suppose. Because yeah, I think with this you kind of do need to micromanage everything in terms of if you're telling it to only go to its own district, then you have to make sure every district has every service that's servicing it, whether it be from the neighbouring district or one within its own district. But you have to be careful because things can start breaking if they don't have something that's servicing them. So yeah, I did turn dynamic weather on. Is that what that fog is, or is that, I didn't think there was fog, or is that something? It looks like that's something strange, doesn't it? I don't know what that is. I don't remember it being this foggy before. Now, the other thing that could work quite well in this little kind of what's turned into a service area is a waste facility, one of the large ones, this guy, waste processing complex, because as you can see these things are always struggling, and it does tend to be an ongoing issue in this area. I don't know that this fog is correct, is it? I don't know what's happening there. Or is that part of dynamic weather? Has anyone seen that before, this fog? seems like the fog has fallen. I know when I get up to a certain point it used to come in, but yeah, it just seems a bit excessive at the moment. I suppose I should just get some electricity over to these locations as well. Why don't we put some zoning in here? I'll just put some residential for now. There. How noisy is it here? And just build out this road network slightly. Zoning tiles aren't ideal there, but PC starts crying if you use dynamic weather or too many mods. Yeah, it's pretty computer breaking, this game sometimes. You need a pretty powerful machine to really run it in a way that might be most aesthetically pleasing for people, but you know, as long as you know your capability or the PC's capabilities, that's the main thing, I suppose. It's the assets as well that can be a killer. The assets, I think I was looking as I loaded in, I've got about 400 assets, but I have had saves where I've had up to like 1500 assets, and yeah, the game load time is like 6-7 minutes, and yeah, that can be a bit nuts. As it is, this game, this particular save loads in about 3 minutes, I think. Yeah, 3 to 4 minutes. But I can remember before I upgraded to this PC, I had load times of like 15 minutes. It was ridiculous. I was obviously had way too many mods and assets for what my machine was actually capable of. But I wanted a nice city, so. But yeah, these process facilities. So I have one over here. Out in the country area, and then 2 here. So yeah, one there and one over here. Yeah, but I think they're too far away from this area. So I think if we can fit one in here, that would work really well. More patient than you, more than 1 minute, and you give up and start a new city. Wow, that's a pretty quick give up, because even brand new cities, like a brand new city for me with the mods and assets I have at the moment, would probably take 2 minutes to load, I'd say, because as I said, I've got a fair few mods, as you saw. The assets I've kept lower, but yeah, I did that on purpose so that I could have more scope in the future to add more as the city grew. So yeah, but so when I had the 15-minute loads, I was starting the game up, loading the save, going off, making a cup of tea, using the bathroom, and then coming back, and then it was loaded. So or close enough. So that's how I used to manage it at that point. 350 population city takes about a minute. 600 took about 2 and wasn't playable. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, on an old PC, loading 350 population taking a minute is pretty quick. I imagine you have hardly any mods or assets in that, or DLCs would be my guess. I don't know. maybe your computer's a little bit better than you think it is. This, of course, is an awkward shape to fit in here. Yeah, to be honest, I've never had a city that big. I did I think it's Tornado Country and Island Hopping. I think those two scenarios are, I think you have to get 250,000 in each of those, is it? I've completed both of those, so I think those two cities would be my largest cities, but I'm hoping that this one will break those records. We'll see what happens. I'm going to push this road right up against the rail. Because, yeah, I do like to choose, like, this map is one that has relatively flat spaces, but then has the hills in the background. They're my favourite type of maps in terms of you get good amount of space for actually building, but you also have the option to have the hills in the background when you're, looking at the cities or taking screenshots, that type of thing. So that's my preference. And I did see a map that's quite popular out there that on the workshop yesterday, I think it was, that looks quite good as well along that same vein. Because yeah, that looks so much better than if you have no mountains in the background and it's just flat out there. So a fully flat map doesn't work either. But yeah, there's many things I'm not good at in this game, and working with terrain is one of them as well, unfortunately. Alright, I think this works pretty well there. That's clipping. Might just have to push it back a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get water in here. No. We're low on. Oh no, just hadn't kicked in yet. I thought we were low on heating there for a sec. Yeah, no, we're fine. Okay. That works. We can get some landscaping in there later to hide some of that. Wonder if the entire map had a grid instead of each asset. It might be easy to work with everything, including terrain. Oh, so like where you've got the grid here, for example, that was just all over the map rather than it being kind of freeform here. Is that what you mean? It probably would be. I don't. It's hard, isn't it? Because I've watched, people like City Planner Plays, and he does some awesome stuff with, the harder terrains to work with. He'll see a mountain and have, graded out really perfectly so that the houses actually look good in it. But yeah, I don't know if I have the time and patience for that. It does look good when it's kind of done, but it takes a lot to do it. Yeah, the entire map had a fixed grid like many builders do. Snap to the grid straight away. Yeah, as long as you could turn it off. So as long as it was kind of like this, these options, right? If you could turn that option off and have it and just place it wherever you want as well, or you could choose to snap it to the grid, I think that would be a good option. Because there are some points where you just want to smack something down in a kind of relatively random location. Yeah. And I know that would probably cause problems because with the way the grids work at the moment, the way they intercept can cause problems. But I suppose if it had like a base grid and then you could change the grid slightly by having curved roads or roads at different angles, that type of thing. From what I've seen of City Skylines 2, it looks like it's going to be like a hexagon type of arrangement, or that's the clues they're kind of giving us. Again, that's probably speculation. So, but a lot of other games have that, don't they? They have hexagon type grids, I suppose, if you can call them that. I wonder, actually, I might just smack a district down here, and I just want to play with the new, what's it called, Industrial Revolution thing a little bit, because I haven't yet looked at it properly. Hexagon sounds complicated. Octagon kind of makes more sense. Maybe that's what it is. It's just the logo. What is the logo? An octagon or a hexagon? The logo is the thing that people were looking at and going like, ah, that looks like it could be what they're going to do. Of course, I'm Googling that and the logo's not showing up because I'm just... And all it's showing me now is the City Skylines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it is a hexagon. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Do other games usually have octagons? Yeah, I'm not too sure. The logo, the new logo, is definitely a hexagon though. It's got 6 sides. But yeah, who knows? Right, so now I've got to figure out, because I use district styles picker, which one is the industries? How am I going to figure that out? I'm going to subscribe to optimize outside connections now, just so I don't forget. And what was the other one that you were talking about? Spectador. That was something about the connections, wasn't it? So I should favourite that one so that I don't forget about that either. But I want to say, how do I get to City Skylines? I'm just trying to think logically about which would be the, whether it's 20 or 21. I can't find all of the new DLCs. That's the old stuff. Maybe if I go to the store. Service radius adjuster, that was it. Let me just quickly favorite that one. No, don't do that. I almost stopped the game running then. That's not what we want to do. Service radius adjuster, there it is. I'll just favorite that. Check that out later. Okay, DLC. Hotels and Retreats, Railroads of Japan, Industrial Revolution, Brooklyn, and Queens. So we've got 18, presumably 19 is one of them. 2021. You read it about on the workshop page, not sure if it's helpful or not. Alright, I'll check it out post-stream. I'm just going to chuck 21 on there and see see what that does. Are these going to disappear? Because I don't know how to logically figure that out. I don't know how they've chosen what's what. Maybe I'll zone in a little bit more in industry here as well, just to see what happens. It hasn't changed these, but I don't think it would because I have Rico and stuff enabled. The call again mod may help, as well as it has an option to despawn returning cargo trucks. Okay, excellent. Call again mod. I think I have heard of that one, actually. I think I remember someone talking about that. Call again, yeah. I mean, like I said, if I do have to go through and like micromanage everything, I will do that because I don't want to lose the city. But if there's a better way to do it, I will do it that way. No, these are just regular, or are they? No, this might be. No, I think they're just regular ones, aren't they? Yeah, so that might not be the right district style then. So let's try 20, save. And, oh, interesting. Yeah, it must be because it's despawning these ones. So it's 20. I don't think you can change the names either, which is kind of annoying. Like you can't change. So as I know this is now that, I can't actually change it to Industrial Revolution. It won't let you. I could have probably looked in here though, couldn't I? That was, yeah, the better way to do it. Right, okay. Now that I've had that moment, we can now move on and pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, let's just delete these ones. Ooh, these are nice models. And I think, oh, it's even got like little decorations at the back. I think these are going to be my favorite versions, the old ones. Yeah, these are really nice models. Water tower. But yeah, I think as they upgrade, they have different facades. Very cool. There we go, one just upgraded then. Hopefully I'm not going to cause an enormous traffic problem here by zoning a bunch of industrial. Let's see how this one turns out. Has anyone else got this content creator pack yet? The Industrial Revolution one? Yeah, see, this is a much more kind of modern building. And then I think the final version is like a really even more modern type of deal. So what I might do actually is I'm gonna shorten this this district a little bit and make a section where it is just all of the old buildings, because I really do like the look of them. So we'll go, yeah, we'll just use these couple of blocks here. Oop. pushing on the highway. Maybe. Might even go across here as well. Nice. And we'll do 20. Save. And then with this, I'm just going to have to grab them as they kind of pop up and make them historical. They're upgrading super quickly here. Established area, I suppose. I mean, these are nice too, don't get me wrong, but I do really like the looks of the old school ones. Yeah, they've got nice detail in them as well. More like warehousey, brutalist type things. Is that no, that's not level 3 yet. Okay, so these ones just need to make them historical as we. Oh, was that the wrong one? That one. Yeah, it was. Historical, so that should mean they still level up, I think, doesn't it? Oh, that one already leveled up. Okay. They level up, but they don't change the way they look. That one, yeah, so that one leveled up, but it stays the same. Nice. I think, is there can I force historical make some buildings? Yeah. I think the problem with that is that they have to be kind of grown in for that. It won't, when the new ones grow in, it won't automatically make them historical. I have indeed got distracted here. I think we were meant to be doing touristy stuff after I looked at the trains, but yeah, the entire game is one long distraction, so that's okay. Yeah, that's so true. And I'm very easily distracted anyway, so for me it's just a nightmare because I'm constantly distracted by everything, and yeah, it's tricky. And there is always quite a lot going on, isn't there? Especially when you're kind of up to a city of this size. There's a fair bit to manage. Speaking of that, how's the traffic going now? 71? Yeah, that's alright. This area is still problematic. This whole road is always problematic with the trams. But yeah, I don't know, there's a whole lot I can do about it. I think at one point I had a metro station doing the same thing or a similar thing, but that didn't really help. You've played it on and off since 2015, so it's 8 years long distraction so far, yeah. Yeah, I think I started around about that same time, actually, 2015. And then I would usually get distracted by other games, like I've been distracted by The Sims 4 and Minecraft as well, which yeah, I do stream on here occasionally, both of those games. Yeah, enjoying the cities at the moment with the new stuff they've released and all of that. You got to go now to sort out other things, buy all, and enjoy the rest of the stream. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Shane. We'll hope to see you again soon. You've played it since 2015 as well. Nice. But yeah, hopefully you can get your other stuff sorted out and enjoy the rest of your day. What are you missing? Oh, you don't have enough buyers for products. Okay. Pretty sure I got a warehouse somewhere over here that... Yeah. 1% full. Oh, that's why, maybe. Do I need to keep it at balanced, maybe? I kind of want them to get it and then sell it, though. Straight away. Oops. Something's gone wrong there. Is it? I think it's just because your trucks were all taken. Is that going to go? Yes. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day, though, Shane. Just gotta, yeah, make these historical as we go here. You historical? No. Is that too late? Now I've forgotten which ones I've done, which ones I haven't. Oh, jump. Fill and empty can be glitchy at the moment. I don't remember if it ever wasn't glitchy, wasn't. I seem to remember even when they first brought it in, it was glitchy. My other favourites is Transport Fever 2. Yep, I love that game. I've played not a whole lot of it, but about 100 hours I think I have on it. I like the trains, not so much the puzzle of what to transport where. Yeah, I like both, and I do like the kind of I guess how you manage all of the goods and all of that. I think that is an interesting challenge, but I agree, I do also just like playing around with trains. It's good fun. But yeah, it's a good game. Yeah, the other one that I've played a lot of is Tropico. Tropico 4, I think it's the latest one. That's a bit of fun as well. Just has like that kind of quirky element to it. You know, Transport Fever is very serious for the most part. It's all, you know, it's all about doing everything to optimize all of the things that you're doing. But Tropico has similar kind of gameplay mechanics, but it's just a little bit quirky as well, which is a bit of fun. If you like Transport Fever, I would imagine that you would like Tropico 4. I don't know how I tell, these are probably too far over to be, yeah, I think they are. But that's fine, they can be historical. Alright, you're new, you can be that. You're new, you can be that. What do they look like down here? Ooh, a bit framey. Oh, these are really nice. And you know what might be really cool is to have like one of these in a more built up downtown type area, but then use Rico to change it to residential. So it's effectively like, you know, has a really historical factory that's been kept there for years and years, and then it's been, you know, heritage listed or something, and then they've converted it into like residential lofts. That would work really well. pretty cool buildings. I think this is the one that I missed. I didn't historical it quickly enough, but that's all right. Adds a bit of. I'll look at that. That's such nice detail. It's like a little back alley that's all unkept and no one's bothering to clean it because it's an industrial space. It's pretty cool. I'll tell you what we could do back here too is, what have we got going on? We might put a Rico 2. I think it's just the most recent one, I think. Let me check for you. Yeah, Rico Revisited 2.5.5. Yep, that's it. The old Rico was abandoned. I think the person who was making it was no longer playing the game. So I want grid, and I want to. That's still gonna cause problems. I was gonna see if I could sneak in a little back alley here with some more. Maybe we do it the other way. If I put it here, if I use this new tool, so if I want it like that, and then if I get this right, I should be able to get other way. Okay, other way. Whoops. Yeah, like this. Does it have a way to add all buildings into its list of ploppable buildings? So I think for that you would need. I think you can do it two ways. I think you can use find it, but you might also need plopped growables. Let me just check if I have that. No, I don't. So you should just be able to use it with find it, because what you can do with find it and Rico together is you can kind of search for whatever you're looking for using this technique, and I haven't 100% figured out how to work this yet, because it's a pretty powerful tool. But you can see it's got every single growable in there, and you can figure it out to whatever setting that you're looking for. And for example, if I just plop this here, even without zoning, it will stay there. And then once I've plopped it with find it, I can then go into Rico and change any of the details I want to change about it. And I think effectively what what Rico does is it kind of stops buildings from despawning when there's no zoning under them, which is a curse and a blessing sometimes, because it does mean when you unzone areas, you then have to go through and manually delete everything. But that's a small price to pay for the powerfulness of being able to place and do whatever you want. Find it too. I think it is find it too. Yeah, find it 2.9.5. Wish Workshop had a cleanup of old mods and similar names. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm always happy to help. Any questions? But yeah, that would be really helpful if they could kind of go through and that one. Did I miss that one? Yeah, go through and kind of figure out what mods weren't being updated. I suppose the problem with that though is that there are some mods that aren't up. Like if we look at this list again, and this feature is cool as well, and I don't know if that's a mod or whether that's a vanilla thing now, that they have how long ago it was updated. But there are some mods that just never need to be updated. Like I guess Ultimate Level of Detail is a good example. The last time it was updated was 2 years ago, but it still works. So what would they do with Dynamic Resolution is another one. There you go, 5 years ago, but that still works as well. There are other mods that kind of assist with that nowadays, but yeah, I don't know how they'd figure out which ones to delete and which ones not to delete in that situation, even though it would make a lot of sense to do it. Alright, so let's see if let's put this zoning back before I forget. Yeah, I'd rather it came into this street. I just don't want it to be at a strange angle. What's that that's causing that? Grid? Road length? No, snapping. I think it's just snapping. Let's just do that and then move it, I suppose. Yeah, and like with Rico, I don't necessarily plop whole neighborhoods or anything like that, but it's such a handy, just a handy mod to have in general. Because of, yeah, its functionality. I like, the main way I use it actually is on the unique buildings. So like over here, I want to have a big skyline here, but I don't want everything to just be like a tourist attraction. So I've gone through and made a few of the taller buildings residential. Not that one apparently. And I think one of them I made an office. Yeah, see, it enables you to do this type of thing where you can choose which buildings you want to be doing what effectively. Yeah, this is another one that's and here as well that I've changed into residential buildings, even though they're unique buildings. Maybe City Skylines 2 comes with such features as standard. Yeah, I mean, hopefully. Just giving us options, you know, that's all people really want, I think. And yeah, making it kind of customizable as well, which, you know, I mean, we know what's going to happen. The amazing mod community that works on City Skylines 2, City Skylines will likely also be making mods, or they might swap over. Some might not. There might be some that stick with Cities 1, but I would expect that a fair amount of them will come across to City Skylines 2 and do the incredible stuff there that they've done for this game as well. So regardless of what comes with the game in vanilla. But I agree, it would be good to have a lot of these, you know, kind of quality of life mods as part of the vanilla game. Especially, you know, that makes it much easier for console players and or people who can't get a really powerful machine, that type of thing. It's going to be very helpful for them. Oh no, it upgraded already. Oh, did it? Maybe not. Looked like it did. Oh, they're quite cool. They're like little warehouse type things. Very cool. I like this pack. Alright. Did I get you? No. Missed you at the end. Yeah, now this is like a little old school district where, for whatever reason, things never got upgraded. It's probably not great for pollution, but ooh, yeah. I mean, this is an industrial area anyway, so. $73, look at that. And there's still like blockages here, so if those blockages were not around, we'd be, yeah, see, this is all cleared up now for the most part. There's just a little bit of residual stuff that's probably time traffic lights related. You're boarding, okay, you're lucky. I'm so paranoid about those trams. What's going on here? Are you stuck? Oh no, you're going the other way, okay. You might be stuck though. Yeah, I think you are. no wonder I'm paranoid. I don't know if that bug has been reported anywhere. I should, I will later on have a look at the workshop, the discussions page, and see if that is a known bug. The problem is it's quite difficult to recreate. It just seems to be super random, and I do have a lot of mods, so it might be mod related. But yeah, that seems to be much better now. How are the trains going over here? Where are we? Over here. Not great. I will wait until I put that mod in before I do anything too drastic. But I mean, some of these trains are alright. That's not too bad. 53. This one looks like it's full. 100. That looks like it's full. I might need to do it anyway. Yeah, start a new map first without mods and see if it works like that. The problem is, I guess to get to a point where you need trams isn't that bad. I can just do it without, you know, money and unlock all turned on, so that I can kind of advance things a little bit quicker. But I'll also just check the workshop, or rather the discussions page as well, and see if anyone else has reported it. It likely is a mod conflict that's causing it, and especially, you know, because as we were discussing before, I play with despawning off. I feel like in that situation usually it will just despawn the tram when it just sits there for too long. But yeah, okay. How are we doing? Is this pretty much grown as it's going to be? Almost. A couple more. Oop. That one's done, that one's done. That one is done as well. I think we're pretty good. I think I did all of those. That one's new. Oh, that's going up to 2 though, but that's alright. What about these 1x1s? Do they look alright? Yeah, I mean, it's the usual thing with the 1x1s, isn't it? You wouldn't want a whole lot of them all stacked together, so that just looks terrible. And how did this turn out down here? Oh, are you... okay. You're just growing. Yeah, look at this dingy little industrial back alley with a really overgrown grassy patch. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was going for. Very cool. Yeah, very cool assets. Yeah, okay, so one distraction over. Where's the next distraction? How's things going over here? This seems to be working pretty well. I wonder if I want to give these trucks better connectivity by having a road here. Is that one of the new trucks? It's quite cool. I just don't know if that's going to cause problems or not. 100% full, looking good. Yeah, I don't want them to use it as a cut through. They probably wouldn't, because it's probably slower, I would guess. 40 to 60, yeah. Whoops. Let's try it. We'll see what happens. So, is here the most logical spot? Doesn't feel like it's doing a whole lot because it's kind of close to that other area, but I don't want it to be too close up here because that's a highway entrance. we'll try that. We'll see what happens. So traffic lights that I'm not thrilled about. Nice. Okay. So let's come over here for a bit and do what I actually said we we're going to do. Is this getting many people? 16? It's alright. So what are we going to put here? That's the question. I wondered actually if having something kind of sticking out here off the side, not skyscrapers, that one. Oh, that was the other thing I did. I made sure I had all of the assets that go with this, and I didn't. So I downloaded those. There is a specific key that goes with this asset, this one here. I'm wondering if it's going to let me upgrade it or not. Oh. I can't remember what the curves look like. I'm just gonna... Oh, we've gone back down again. It's gonna turn collision off. And if I can line it up so that those yeah, change over underneath here, that would be perfect. Otherwise I'll just have to disconnect them. Oh, we got this problem again. Yeah, that's not quite going to work. Let's undo that. Undo that, and I'm gonna delete. I'll have to delete that one by the looks of it. And then we just won't connect these two. Do it connecting to the road. It's weird. This is silly actually, isn't it? I just need to drag it across. Yeah. And then Control H that to there. Oh, neither of them are at the right height, are they? This might look a little bit weird because I'm not going to have... Oh. What's happening here? Is that, This water's all glitching out. Is that the rock that's caused that, or the key? Looks like a little sinkhole. Let's try and move those rocks back and see if that's what's causing the problem. Appears not. Appears to be the key that's causing the problem. Okay, will move it help in this situation? It will a little bit. Although not really. Can I do any... Oh. What's that? I need to build up the... Obviously the asset doesn't go as deep as what the water can, so... yeah, just need to build up the terrain around it by the looks of it. So let's just see if flat, like leveling this up here will help. Otherwise I might need to figure something else out. And not bring the key out and around so much. No, it's not helping. No, okay. So we might need to bring the regular key around to say here. and they can join up there. And then this water isn't being overly friendly here either, is it? So let's just bring this around. And I don't want them to join. In the Steam... Look, oh, sorry, I missed that one. Written down the switches for Steam to start cities without mods with the developers tool so you can unlock everything on start. Yeah, found it. Steam launch properties, add in enable dev UI, no workshop, disable mods with double minus symbols as pasted. It should launch game without any mods, so you don't need to unsubscribe. Yeah, I thought there was a like a command that does that. Yeah, couldn't remember what it is, so thanks for that. I'll I'll check and see if there is a anyone else that's reported it, and if not, I'll see if I can recreate it myself. And I do feel like it probably is a mod conflict. The developer menu is then on the tab key, so you can unlock stuff. Nice. Okay, cool. I will, actually I might just, if I just write this timestamp down, then I know where to come back to in the VOD. Of course I don't have a pen. Who has pens these days? I'll just put a note in my phone. One hour 50. Nice, thanks for that. Phone and take a photo of the chat. Yeah, I've just written a note in my phone, so that will let me know. I would like to push that right up, I think. I'll just kind of shove that in there. I don't think that needs to meet necessarily height-wise, that's alright. What does need to meet is this terrain, because that looks questionable. So I guess if we just take the height where it kind of starts, and we'll just go up like that. And that's a bit high. That height? Oh, it's doing weird things. I suppose as long as it covers it, doesn't matter what height it is. Oop, undo that. Oh wow, that's not working. Need to go slightly higher up here. Yeah. Yeah, this bit needs lowering, so that's good. Nice. Is that going to cause... Is that going to do my head in? Maybe a little bit. We'll just feather that out, perhaps. Yeah, that's better. Oh no, that's too much. Oops. Better, better, better. And here, what's going on? There we go. Okay, excellent. Almost excellent. Too much feathering. Okay, and then the other thing is the decal. And where would I find the decal? Opera House? No. What do they call this? Benelong Point. There we go. What's that? Oh, indigenous art. Cool. Okay, so hopefully I should be able to use this for this purpose. I want a straight though. Oh, it's off grid. Of course it is. Is that something I can adjust? Surely I can kind of choose where that grid is, can't I? This is what you were talking about before, Spectador, in terms of having a grid, like a proper grid system. This isn't quite flat anyway, so let's just try and fix that up. Do you want to go down to that? No. Is it the... could be the asset height up to... oh, helps if you select move it first. Yeah, that might have been it. Yes, then this wouldn't be a issue if everything followed the same grid. Yeah, exactly. I can, of course, see the reasons why sometimes you wouldn't want it to follow the same grid, but it would be nice to have the option. So, I mean, I suppose move it is our friend in this situation, is it? So if I do that, and then copy and paste, I suppose. Oh, that's the wrong way. It's quite finicky. Does it not line up perfectly? Is it because it stretches? Yeah, it does. It stretches the texture. Okay. That makes it tricky. That makes this super, like, finicky, doesn't it? And like that's so very close, but not quite. Oh, and that's jumping all around. Proper north-south orientation and easy zoning distances all would match better. Yeah, for sure. And that's what I wonder as well, the zoning and how that's going to work in City Skylines 2. Is are we going to have what everyone's wanted forever and have mixed-use zoning? That's pretty close there, isn't it? It's probably as good as it's going to get. Because yeah, mixed zoning has been a very highly requested feature in this game almost ever since it came out. So yeah, I wonder if that's going to be something that we'll see or not. See, now I don't know if I have the key not quite straight, or if I have the decal not quite straight. Something going on with my eye. Why? You've been trying to find the interview with the CEO devs where they talk about players play City Skylines different than they expected. More like you do with detailing. Yeah, I think especially because, you know, the mods have changed or potentially changed what they kind of thought would be possible, even potentially with the game. When they released it, they were just expecting, I suppose, people to play build cities, right? So yeah, when all of these mods came in and people were able to, and the longer things went by as well, the longer time went by, the more people were able to do, because more mods were released, and more mods that did more crazy things. I'm sure, yeah, it would have changed the way people thought the game could ever be played. But yeah, I remember watching Corrales when he was playing City Skylines. Some of the stuff he did in his most recent one, which he ended up abandoning the whole series because every time an update hit, his city broke because he was using so many mods, so many assets that, yeah, everything broke as soon as the update hit, and then he couldn't be bothered to fix it all up. So people like him do crazy, and there's lots of people like him that do crazy detail, and they wouldn't have been expecting anything like that, I would imagine. Supposedly that was in a talk about City Skylines 2 and how it's different to City Skylines 1. So as in they're kind of trying to anticipate what people are doing, or they're thinking about the detailing straight off the bat. Because they have said that it's going to be the most detailed the most detailed city builder game ever. Why is this not? Do these have? Oh, they do have page up and page down. Okay, I wasn't sure. Wait, do they? Yeah. Don't know, wish I could find the interview. Someone mentioned it in another Twitch channel weeks ago. Okay. Does this not have page up, page down? Oh, it does. Okay, it was floating. Yeah, I could go insane putting these decals in. I think I need to... I need to figure out an easier way to do this. I mean, obviously this is good if it's going to work, but I feel like they're going to be... Yeah, they're all going to be at different points. So maybe if I... Yeah, do... Oh, okay. Oh, it does do it. Okay, well... What happens if I put them here? Now I don't know which way which way they are. I vaguely remember them, I can't remember what it was either, but I do vaguely remember them talking about something along those lines. Okay, this just looks like it's not going to place, but it actually does place. Yeah, how they weren't expecting people to do certain things with the game, which is kind of cool. And they were kind of always blown away about how much it kind of changed from what they first thought. I did read Paradox like to start game projects and then kill 47% of them before launch. The remaining ones have 70% success rate and sell well. Cities is one of those franchises. Yeah. is not... It's kind of weird what it's doing in some of these places. I don't know if it's the texture underneath it. I don't even know what texture this is. It's not anything there. What if I put concrete? Yeah, that actually fixes it. Obviously you're not going to see that, but at least it's got something smooth to push up against. So what they're kind of saying is that they when they make a game, they want to be 100% sure it's going to succeed. So if they're a bit iffy about it, they just can it and move on to the next thing and repeat. I mean, that kind of makes sense. If you're not sure that it's going to work, why continue with it? Hello? What is going on? Was that an autosave or something? It's like moving things around and nothing was happening. If I'm clever, yeah, I was going to say if I'm clever about this, I can kind of make it seem like there is no gap there. Kind of sounds that way. Time and resources cut costs. Yeah, I mean, if they don't think something's going to work, then they're spending time and money doing something that isn't going to be worthwhile in the end. I can't get these to go up or down anymore once I've placed them. Oops, didn't mean to copy nothing. I can never tell. I'm just having to like hold down page up and page down to tell kind of where they are. Frustrating. Yeah, I can't move it once it's placed. Okay, why did it look like it was alright, and then when I actually placed it, it wasn't? And I can see that that's not quite right, but I'm going to live with that, because otherwise I'm going to send myself insane. Okay, that will have to do as well. I might leave that as is for now, but yeah, you can see the idea behind this, and this is like actually what it looks like as well in real life, which is cool. The first rain we've had after I turned on dynamic weather. It's taken over 2 hours of gameplay before we've seen the rain, which is surprising, because usually it rains non-stop, right? I guess when you don't want it to. Right, so yeah, we have been going over 2 hours, so I'm not sure how much. I'm not going to be going for quite as long as I did yesterday, but yeah, we might see if we can figure out what to put in here. I guess we want it to be pretty fancy. I mean, that might work. What was this again? The science center, the aquarium. That might be a good one. I mean, obviously with that, you know, we could have two, like the aquarium and the ziggurat garden. The Theatre of Wonders. That's also probably an option. And I was also thinking of monuments, but they're all kind of a bit cartoony, except maybe the Garden of Eden. It's probably about the only one that's based off a real building, I think, isn't it? So yeah, I don't know. They probably don't really fit the aesthetic here. But yeah, we certainly could have... Oh, nice. Thunderstorm. Like the Theatre of Wonders. And then one other thing as well. Like the ziggurat thing. I mean, I guess the aquarium makes a lot of sense down here, doesn't it? So let's see what fits here. Gotta love a bit of a thunderstorm. Might just pause because I'll just check that nothing's on fire. No, we're okay. Okay, so I'm going to put the... How are we going to do this? I don't want the thing to butt up against the statue. So we'll have the aquarium kind of facing back into here. And I might just turn off Anarchy. And we'll worry about the roads in a sec. So that can go there. And then, what do we want? The Theatre of Wonders? I think so. The cartoon style of Cities 1 was mentioned by CO, and they took notice of the players wanting more realistic look. Yeah, I mean, I think for, you know, when they first released it, it was quite cool, and it was alright the way it was. But as people have, and again, it's down to the modders, right? As the modders have created more realistic buildings, everyone's like, oh, that actually looks awesome. Why can't it be more like that? So, yeah, and looking at the trailer as well for, obviously, 2, it looks like they have certainly listened, which is great. As we were talking about last night, it's really good that they take heed in what the community says and listen and follow through with the suggestions. We're going to be able to squeeze a road through there. I know that what we saw in the trailer wasn't gameplay footage or anything, but they say it themselves. It's the most realistic city building game ever, I think is what the quote is. Yeah, we'll just push it back slightly. Okay, so where do we want this? Do we want it lined up here? I think so. Or do I want... Actually, no, I think we want kind of to enable a bit of landscaping. We'll just do one tile out. Oh, if it will let me. Whoa, jump. Oh, hang on. What's happening? Is it cold? Yes, 8 degrees. So we're struggling. It is going back up, but I'm gonna just pause there so I can see how far off we are. Okay. So I think another one of these chaps is what we need. Excellent. That should... Oh, we're still right on the cusp. I suppose it's the rain that's caused it to be cold. But that's fine for now. Okay, so let's carry on here. Push that across there. Bring this out. And this looks weird now. Let's might just shorten these. Just kind of enough that it kind of makes sense with that, and then we'll probably end up doing some like paths. Oh, that's weird, why is it doing that? Is that the height thing? Yeah. Paths and like a kind of parkish type area around here. I might want to put some like docks and stuff here as well. And I probably want to... How do I get grass on there? Is that... It's ruined. Is that not going to become grass ever? I can never remember how this works. Does it not become grass over time? I can't remember. I don't even know what texture that is because it's not sand. Because the sand is, at least I don't think it is, no. Yeah, that's what the sand is. I don't really want it to be sand. I'll have to figure that out. I would have thought it's ruined texture, but because that's generally what happens on when you have the water on it. You just viewed the City Skylines 2 trailer again, and if ignoring the cinematic effect, the rest looks kind of like cyberpunk in detail level. Interesting. Oh, well, we survived our first storm. No fires. I assume that's because we have disasters turned off, is it? I guess it doesn't cause fires if you don't have disasters on. Okay, this is a cool little area. I wonder if this makes more sense facing the other way. I think it does. Even though that is the front. Yeah, you'd clearly want those windows facing out there, wouldn't you? Nice view. Unless the entire... Oh, breaking up the content, I assume they put in things like construction cranes for a reason, like we can get that in Cities Skylines 2, unless entire video is pure fiction. They did say it's not gameplay at the start of it, didn't they? But yeah, who knows. I've just noticed that Stream It seems to have stopped. Did I accidentally turn something off in that? Or did I like push it off the screen by accident at some point? I don't know. Anyway, I think we're gonna finish it up here. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure if I'll be back tomorrow, maybe. I think I'll try and finish off the Opera House tomorrow. This does look like it's not quite flat still, which is kind of frustrating. I might need to replace the whole asset to kind of get it to work properly. But yeah, I think we'll finish up and call it a day. May well have another stream tomorrow. Just yeah, see how things play out. So let's see who's around here to raid. They're not actually playing City Skylines. Let's try this person, I think. Hopefully, yeah, I've got things muted there. Oh, he is playing on console though. I assume the not actual gameplay text is lower expectations, the visual style, lots of filters used there as in movies. Yeah, I would say that it's, you know, the rendering and stuff is a whole lot more, I guess, realistic and stuff as it would be on in real life. So yeah, I'd say you're probably right. They're probably just covering their bums there. Do we mind going to a console player? If anyone has any other suggestions. I see Nightmorphous has got a Be Right Back screen up. Console's fine, it's just not modded, that's all. Which is, you know, there's no problem with that. Let's go to this guy. I need to figure out. I should very soon go to Norway to check out that USS Gerald Ford carrier. Oh, cool. Wait, whereabouts are you located, Spectador? Are you in Europe or? Oh, you are actually in Malmo, Sweden. Okay, cool. Hence why you, I guess, know it very well. Ah, here he is. Alright, well, thanks everyone for popping in. And, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed what we did today. It was a bit random, a bit all over the place, but as Spectator pointed out before, it's it's kind of the game, right? All sorts goes on anyway, so yeah, it's kind of the way the game works sometimes. But yeah, I'll hope to see you tomorrow, everyone, and stick around for the raid, and we'll yeah, we'll go over to this guy, see what they're doing, and I'll catch you all next time.
I've had to put up this big fucking wall. Raiding with a party. Well, thank you for the raid. away. Just take away all of this fucking land here. Do not do that! What the fuck